very funny, Ryan Kahl.
Hey, give me up Ethan and Pearl, huh? Yeah, go get some drinks, huh? That's what I want. All right, hey, what's up? It's good to be here, man. You guys like dumb shit? You like dumb shit? You okay with that? All right, because that's kind of all I can do. Hey, where are my short kings at? Huh? Where are my short fat kings at? Huh? I'm talking about the guys with no necks. Are there any of those guys? I'm talking about the guys that it looks like a water heater wished it was a real boy. Are there any of those guys in the crowd? Are there any little fat meatball men that I can hold during my set? Hey, what's up? It's me. I'm doing this. All right, hey. You guys fuck with VeggieTales? You like Veggie? You remember VeggieTales? Yeah. Isn't that kind of a crazy idea for a kids' TV show when you think about like the concept of it? You know, like doesn't it seem like whoever came up with that, he must have been like hungover and there was a deadline that he had to meet, you know? Like they come in and they're like, hey man, what's your idea for that kids' TV show? And he's like, it's just like fucking vegetables. And, they sing songs, you know? And they're like, what are you talking about, man? And he's like, well, you didn't let me finish. They're Christian vegetables. And also, it's going to be CGI. And they're like, CGI? That sounds expensive, man. And he's like, not the way we're going to do it. He's like, you ever go bowling? You ever get a strike? You ever look up at the screen? Yeah, no. We're making an entire TV show out of that. It's going to teach kids about Christ. It's going to be pretty important, actually. No, I'm having a pretty good time. I got to see my parents. I don't get to see my parents a ton. They live like far away, and my dad is in his 70s, and so like when I get to see him, he'll do this thing where he'll hand me his phone, and he'll be like, "Hey, can you just fix this one little thing about my phone?" But it's fucked up in a way that I can't fix it. All right, I can't even Google it. And I'm just gonna say this. I don't know if there are any older people in the crowd, but if you're in your 60s, if you're in your 70s, if you're in your 80s, stay out of the settings. All right, there's no reason. There's no reason for you people to be in there, okay? You know how we have a child privacy thing, you know, where we're like, hey, we don't want kids messing around with this. Same thing for the settings, all right? Yeah, you go into your settings, like a little pop-up comes up, and it's like, hold on, brother, how old are you? Yeah, 72, this is not happening today. You're just making this hard for your son who loves you. But yeah, no, it was good to see them. They live in Billings, Montana, which is it's a kind of a shithole, and you can tell it's a shithole from the billboards alone, which that's how you know you're in a bad place. All right, I was driving in. I'm used to normal billboards, right? I'm used to like our billboards. I'm used to a billboard where it's like, you need your furnace repaired, we got you. You know, I'm used to normal billboards. I'm used to a billboard where it's a guy doing this, and he's like, I'll buy your house even if it's this big. You know. I'm used to normal. First billboard I saw in Billings, Montana was just like, you gotta stop smoking meth. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? That's what it was like, welcome to Billings, stop smoking meth. Dude, you gotta knock it off. You know? Then 2 miles down the road, next billboard was like, and you gotta get your baby tested for herpes. I was like, what the fuck is going on? You get meth in babies with herpes? But no, it was yeah, it was good to see them. I flew out to see them, and I was trying to get I'm sure we all do this, where you try to get the cheapest flight you can, you know. And I got a really cheap ticket, but then when I was getting on the plane, I was like boarding. I was zone 8, and I didn't know there were that many zones to board. Okay, they called every zone, and then they were like zone 7. Everyone else got on the plane, and then it's just me. And when she called zone 8, she like made eye contact with me, and was like, "You can board too now, you cheap motherfucker," you know. And then I went to get on the plane, and they were like, "Where do you think you're going?" And I'm like, "I'm going to my seat." And they were like, "No, your seat is on top of the plane." They had strapped a chair to the top of the plane, and yeah, they made me get naked, and then halfway through the flight, an attendant, she had magnets in her shoes, she came up and she walked up to me, and she flicked me in my nuts, and she said, "Who's a cheap little piggy?" And I had to say, "I'm a cheap little piggy, oink, oink, oink." So, I don't know, I guess next time I'm just gonna spend the extra $20, you know? That was like fucked up and demeaning. You know? But, yeah, that's what happens to you when you're poor in this country. I don't know. It sucks, but yeah, I've been doing this thing where I get drunk and go to the zoo. Do you ever do that? You ever just get hammered and go to the zoo? It's kind of an experience because there's so much going on and you're drunk. You know? You do got to be careful, like which animals you really vibe with when you're hammered though. You don't want to be like looking at a monkey and just like making eye contact with a monkey because then you're like, all right, who's really trapped in here? You know? But then he freaks out and bangs the glass, and you're like, that dude, that guy is. I can leave in like 30 minutes when I'm sober, you know. But yeah, I am trying to do more stuff drunk. Me and my girlfriend, we go to the science museum. Love a good science museum, right? Because there's all these interactive exhibits. Here's the only problem with the science museum is there's all these kids there and they're learning. And they hog the exhibits. You can't get these kids I want to use the exhibit too, all right? And you feel like an asshole because you're like, dude, I get that the tornado exhibit, he's been on the tornado exhibit for like 30 minutes. And it looks like he's having the time of his life, but I just feel like if I got to be on the tornado exhibit, I would actually learn how tornadoes work. You know what I mean? Like I would learn. And I just feel like if I was drunk, I would have more confidence with these children. Just come in and be like, it's your big boy time. But they're just as tall as me, so yeah. It's good to be here. Yeah, I guess that's a good joke. Did you guys know the word impossible? Did you know you could split that up and turn that into I'm possible? Isn't that kind of a little bit inspiring? Yeah, but then you could also turn it into imp and piss missile. So I guess I don't know what the moral is. You know, I guess just you can make a lot of words, different words. Killer, great. Me and my girlfriend, we just bought a house. We're pretty excited. We got a good deal on it. Thank you. Yeah, we got a really good deal on it. We got it on WeBuyUsedCars.com. Yeah, they're selling shitty houses now too, I guess. But yeah, we're in Farmington because she's a child therapist down in Northfield, and yeah, she's a child therapist. It's just nice to date someone who really knows what's going on up here. You know what I'm talking about? But, no, we're in Farmington, and the first day we moved in, one of our neighbors, he came up to us. He was like, "You guys going to do days? Are you going to do days?" And we were like, "What the fuck is do days?" My brain was like, it could be one of three things. I was like, did all the women in Farmington get pregnant on the same day? And we're just hoping it works out, you know? I thought that was it, and they're like, that's not it, no. And then I was like, are we just celebrating like dew on the grass, like when it hits your leg? And that wasn't it. And then I was like, dude, are we celebrating fucking Mountain Dew? And they're like, yeah. So what happened is in the 70s, Pepsi, they did a study and they realized Farmington, they drink more Mountain Dew than anyone else in the world per capita. And Farmington was like, fuck yeah, we do, dude. We finally got something to celebrate. You know? Yeah. My neighbor was like, yeah, there's going to be bed races. I was like, dude, who was the mayor in the 70s? Was he 12 years old? This sounds like an idea a 12-year-old would have. Just like, dude, we're going to drink Mountain Dew all day. We're going to take our beds, we're going to put wheels on them, and then we're going to fucking race them down the street. But yeah, I don't know. It's expensive, the house, you know, and you know it's expensive right away. But like we had money set aside, and it just, you know, it's everything. So like the sex swing alone was $5,000, and I know a lot of you guys are like, that doesn't seem like you needed to buy that, but that's how me and my girl fuck. Okay, yeah, I sit in the swing and. She gets behind me, she gives me a good push, strong lady, this thing, and then she's got fast legs, and you guys can figure the rest of it. Just in and out, dude. Alright, I gotta get out of here pretty soon. You guys are great. You guys ever see those cars with the eyelashes on them? Like, on the headlights? Doesn't that piss you off a little bit? Because it's just like, is that supposed to make me horny? Because it does, every time, alright? I'm in my car, I'm gonna flip that car, you know? Yeah, you see those ones confuse me, and then sometimes you'll see the cars with the nuts on them, like the truck nuts, too. That's good, because it's like, alright, who's going around cutting all the dicks off these cars, you know? Just leaving the balls. I thought that would crush, all right? I wrote that one, I was like, that's the one that's going to send you to the top. Let's say this and then I'll get out of here. This is a really good joke, but you just got to stick with me because it does start really weird, okay? Yeah, my mom has huge tits, and... When I was a little kid, I used to shower with my mom, and I have a distinct memory of my mom looking down at me and going, Ryan, this is the last time that we can shower together, otherwise you might remember this. Yeah, it's crazy because she missed it by a day, all right? That's like, you know how fucked up that is when that's your first memory? Is it's your mom's tits and they're way up here, and they're all sudsed up, and the soap is dripping down in your eye? Yeah, it's like hard to even make eye contact with her nowadays, but I am trying to kill my dad though. Have you guys heard of Oedipus?